Hi everyone, this is Gail Minogue and I'm happy to be back with you today. I haven't done a YouTube in a little while, so this is great. And I also wanted to let you know that I regularly do Zoom programs, so take a look at my website for the latest schedule of what's going on. And I will be doing predictions in January of 2024 on what we can expect all of next year. Elections, money, economics, everything. So stay tuned. But today, I want to speak to you about how America struggles with its purpose. Okay? And what is going on right now is very timely. And if we knew the cycles, we would not be so anxious. We don't, so we are very anxious right now. We are looking at big 80-year cycles and 50-year cycles and how it interacts with the number 5 life path of the United States of America. America, when it was formed back in the late 1700s, had given a life path July 4th, 1776, and it reduced to the number 5. So 5 is its life path. You can do that for yourself. Number 5 is the life path. It's in the middle of 1 to 9. The only numbers there are, 1 to 9. So it's in the middle. So it sees the past and it sees the future. And its purpose is literally moving forward into progress, bringing the past, changing it, and moving it forward into the future. So America's role is a catalyst of change for the world. And that is a 5. It's always a catalyst of change and needs a tremendous amount of freedom to do that. So we are in now a very dramatic time. We're in a big 80-year cycle, which I have spoken about before, the number 8. It happens every 80 years to America, and it goes through a crisis, and so it can correct itself and make the necessary changes. So we are entering the crisis mode of America. So right now it is struggling with its purpose. It doesn't seem to know what its purpose is, all right? And we want to say, well, what was its purpose when it was formed? What was the purpose of the number 5 life path for America? And the purpose of the Americas is to assimilate, learn how to assimilate, and then export or market assimilation to the rest of the world. So we have been formed. We're sort of an inventive country. We weren't like morphed out of England or France or any. We just invented ourselves. People came here. All of these different nationalities came here. The idea was to learn to assimilate all these identities, from the Spanish to the Indian to the what have you, Chinese, Asian, all of it, to assimilate it. So what we're struggling with is the actual assimilation. And unless we get this right, we can't fulfill our purpose. So America has to learn, whether it likes it or not, and it fights tooth and nail, because what don't people like? They don't like change. They hate change. They want to stay in the house they were born in. They want to, stay in the town, or stay with this job, or keep this car, or keep this marriage, even though they need to make changes to the situation. So America has to learn to constructively make changes versus destructively. And right now we're in a very destructive mode, as you see. We're trying to shut out certain types of cultures, nationalities. We're having a struggle integrating the different nationalities. And so this is our struggle, because again, we are an invented country. We have British laws, or we came with British laws. Actually, they came from the Iroquois Confederacy, the Greeks. All of these assorted groups help form the laws that govern the United States of America. And the word America is a 5-powered word, because every letter has a number. USA is another 5-powered word. The letter U, the letter S, the letter A will reduce to a 5. So we are the agent of change for the world, and we have to learn to do it constructively versus destructively. So take a look at our government leadership. The leadership needs big, huge changes. Big, huge changes. They are coming. There's an old guard that's moving off stage. It's going to take time. So all through the 20s, you can expect a lot of turmoil and chaos. And that's part of the job of how America changes. Last 80 years, it was World War II. After that war, We had huge manufacturing and prosperity. We had this 80 years before that, it was the Civil War. And we had big changes after that. The 80 years before that was the American Revolution, which resulted in all those changes. So America does this regularly every 80 years, and it will do it again 80 years from now. So the 20s are all about this change, this chaos, and so a lot of destruction will go on in our institutions, the way we govern ourselves, the people who govern us, etc. So the rules, regulations, and laws are going to be changed, particularly in the 2030s. So make sure you understand the bigger picture so you don't drive yourself nuts. So there's a lot of anxiety. The other issue in America, in order to invent itself, became what a nation of individuals. So what was practiced here is individualism. So what is the result of individualism? Is loneliness. So you have a lot of individuals who left their tribes. They leave the East Coast tribes and they go to the West. Or they leave a tribe somewhere in another country and they go to America. And you leave your source of your connections and communities somewhere else. So you have in America a huge problem with loneliness. Families are splintered, and we don't even really know the underlying reason. What is the underlying reason? So I could go on and on about this, but this is why America struggles with its purpose. It hasn't learned to assimilate, it fights it. So there's like a warring faction internally about assimilation. It doesn't really want to do it, but it has to do it. That's the progress of America, is to learn assimilation. So the quicker we can do that, the better we can do that and not fight it off, and learn how to have constructive laws and regulations that will be an asset to the nation versus a detriment. So we have a lot of crazies and nut jobs running around saying really dumb things, and the politicians have become performers. So this is an ending in some way of an old way of being for America as it morphs into a new position for itself in the world, the building of nations, and how it sees itself in the world and what it's willing to do and not do to prosper and continue to prosper. If it doesn't have freedom, it cannot exist. Because in order for a 5 to make constructive freedom changes, it has to have freedom. It has to. So if we land with a dictator or authoritarian figure as a president or in any type of position running this country, the people will rebel. They rebelled in the Revolution. They rebelled in the Civil War. They will rebel again. There's part of America's underlying issue is also rebellion in order to have freedom. So I hope this gives you a little bit idea of the underlying issues that are going on, why you feel anxious. It's normal. It will pass. Go plan your life. Do what you can. Make changes. Stop staying connected to this old way and cementing your shoes or what have you to an old way of being. Take the steps necessary to make constructive change now in your life. So look forward to seeing you. I hope you can join me on my Zoom programs. We'll have a big one in January. It will be on my website. It will be posted there, gailminogue.com. If you need more on your own life path or where you are, your personal timing, you get my book, Divine Design, How You Created the Life You Are Living. And I always thank you for watching. Until next time, thank you.